We are very, very lucky to have Assemblyman Jim Tedesco. He was the driving force behind all of Buster's Law, and what that did in effect was create a felony category of aggravated cruelty to animals. And, Buster's Law, people ask, what was it? Who was Buster? And it was an 18-month-old tabby cat that had been doused with kerosene and burned to death by a Schenectady teen in 1997.
Yeah, we find a lot of these laws. I mentioned Nitro's law in the state of Ohio. A lot of these laws are named for animals that were mistreated and cruelly treated. And I think what's important, and I mentioned it there in my opening a little bit, the fact that these laws also protect our families. These people that typically commit these kind of crimes, in many, many cases, also commit crimes against humans, violent crimes. And Assemblyman Tedesco makes that point as well.
Right, because it seems that the person that was brought up on this charge and years later was brought up on many other charges against not only animals but against humans.
Yeah, absolutely. So what do animal abusers face as far as penalties in the state of New York now? Well,
the penalties now are they're punishable by up to 2 years in prison and a $5,000 fine.
Which is pretty hefty, and again, it's certainly more than the slap on the wrist that was probably previously when it was a simple misdemeanor.
Right, exactly. And, hopefully there'll be more laws passed and tougher ones.
That's what we're looking for sure. And I know that's what this New York State Animal Advocacy Day is really meant to focus on. Tell us about that. Tell us about the event. What is New York State Animal Advocacy Day?
Well, it's a day to bring together animal advocates and the legislatures. What they really want to do is strengthen Buster's Law and also to get bills presented that they could eventually have passed into law. So, this day is very, very important, and, we are obviously the ones who have to speak for the animals. They cannot speak for themselves. And without the support of advocates and people to actually show their support, and like you said, step up, we're not going to get anything passed through, and these animals are going to suffer.
Yeah, for sure. And now there are a lot of advocates that are going to be at this event. Obviously, this is, I think, the second year, right? Assemblyman Tedesco initiated this last year.
Right. Assemblyman Tedesco and Senator Greg Ball, they teamed up last year for the first one, and they're back again as the heads of this one. And we have a lot of great people that are going to be joining us. I have to mention Gracie, who is Assemblyman Tedesco's little corgi, who's always out in the spotlight there with him.
Okay.
Obviously, he's a big dog and animal lover. And again, this year we have a very well-known person up here, Steve Caparizzo, who is going to be the MC. He is known as the WTEN, which is the ABC affiliate up here, meteorologist, but he's best known for being the head of Pet Connection. And he works tirelessly to find homeless animals their forever homes, and he is an incredible human being, and he will be our MC for this event. We also have some very, very good friends of Bocker that will be coming up. Prince Lorenzo Borghese, who we all know in our circles of the animal world as an entrepreneur and animal advocate.
Lorenzo does great work for the animals as well, for sure.
Right, and those who don't know him from our circles might know him from Season 9 of The Bachelor. And he will be up there to, lend a hand and support everything that's going on here. And we also have Rescue Inc., who was also here last year, and they'll be joining us again. And, a lot of legislators, district attorneys are going to be present, and people, to speak out the support that the animals need. I just have to thank two people especially for getting the word out. We have a wonderful radio personality up here, Jamie Roberts, on Oldies 98.3, and she is always out in front to help the furry friends. And she has been talking about this event every day, and this is the only way we're going to get people up here to support it, by getting the word out. They asked Bocker to help out because he knows a lot of people in New York City.
He's got a little exposure.
And our dear friend Maria Melito, she's been helping out quite a bit, spread the word on her station, also on Q104. So, it's really, really important to get the word out.
And the event is next week, correct?
Right. The event is Wednesday, June 13th. It's going to be at the well of the Legislative Office Building in Albany. It's scheduled to start at 9:30 to 11:30, and after 11:30, people can lobby their legislatures at that point. There'll be exhibitors, including Albany County Sheriff's Office, Therapy Dogs International, rescue organizations. A lot of informational exhibitors are going to be there also.
Yeah, I think it's important. You know, Marie, you and Bocker travel around and do a lot of this type of work, and you mentioned some other, high-profile people with some exposure who can really get some notice for these types of things. I want to get the message out there to everybody listening across the country because I think it's so important. Everyone listening, I'm assuming, is an animal lover. Certainly, we love our dogs. We want to be advocates for the animals in our communities as well. It's probably important for people to kind of research, have some understanding of these types of laws that might be on the books in their particular states and look for these types of events, or maybe find a legislator assembly person who maybe has a passion for animals, who's got that type of exposure, and kind of, maybe suggest to them that they mimic what New York State is doing here and get this kind of awareness, or look, they might have these types of events going on already. They should really reach out and see if they've got these things in their areas and try to participate as well, right? That advocacy is so important. Right.
I mean, we've said it a million times that we are the voices, for our animals. Even though I expect Bocker to talk any moment, I am still his voice.
I don't. It looks like he could do that.
I don't answer any of his Facebook. He does all that himself. But like you said before, people have to step up and get involved. You can't just sit back and expect things to happen. There are legislatures, assemblymen, senators out there who maybe deep down are animal lovers, but this is not the first thought on their mind.
Right.
We are very, very lucky, to have several people, namely Assemblyman Tedesco, who has really, really pushed forward, with the things that are necessary to be the voice for the animals.
For sure. So just in regards to Buster's Law, what additions or changes are being proposed to strengthen that law or existing laws in the state of New York?
Well, like we said, it seems that every day we hear a new case of animal cruelty, abuse, hoarding. They're calling for bipartisan measures to strengthen Buster's Law to require that animal abusers be placed on a statewide registry of abusers.
That would be huge to have a registry of people that are offenders, yes?
Right. This is a very, very big thing. This would prohibit them from ever owning a companion animal again.
Huh.
It would require them to undergo psychiatric evaluation. So, these are important measures, and I think this one is the next to be the very, very big one.
Yeah, that's important stuff for sure. I know some of the other stuff that's being advocated for or passed in the Senate but haven't been taken up in the Assembly yet are to prohibit the sale or even the possession of animal fighting paraphernalia, which I think is important, or to make it a felony to steal a pet. We see that from time to time.
This whole thing, Animal Advocacy Day, really what it wants to do is to raise awareness. And that's the big thing. So without the awareness and the people to get involved, then nothing is going to happen.
And how can that happen? How can, in this case, New Yorkers or anyone else listening approach their state legislature?
Well,
how can we help ensure that these measures are going to be accepted?
It's exactly what you said. They have to step up. They have to write. They have to find out who these people are. If you really care about the animals, you will find out. It's very, very easy in this world of technology to go online and, try to find out different things.
And it really takes a phone call, an email, or a letter.
Right, exactly. And go to events like this. Show your support. Be the voice for the animals that you sit home and say you are. You have to get out there and do it.
Well, it sounds like a great event. I'm glad that you and Bocker will be there representing the state of New York, or the animals in need for the state of New York. What else has Bocker been up to? I know he's a busy doodle.
He's a busy doodle. I haven't gone to see Men in Black 3. If he's in it for a blink of an eye, but if he's there, he's there. We did do a photo shoot for Martha Stewart products with our little friend Chico.
Oh, nice.
And
for her pet product line in PetSmart.
Yes.
Very good.
Yep. And, we've done a few different things like that. He had a nice write-up in Fido Friendly in the magazine about dogs and showbiz. He's really basing a big part of his life now in his work with kids. And we're very excited to be invited to a number of grade schools for Bocker to sit and read with the children. And one of the big ones was out in Long Island at Parliament Place Elementary School, where the kids were chosen from the school to write an article for the Kids Day section of Newsday all about dogs and their hero dogs, and they chose Bocker to be their hero.
Very nice.
Dog. So June 17th in Newsday is going to be the article, written by these children about Bocker. So we went to the school to visit and read Bocker's book with the children. And that's what he's really been doing now, going to a lot of libraries, working with children with autism. He's just so wonderful with children. So to me right now, that's where his efforts are focused.
Excellent. Are the kids enjoying the book, Chasing Bocker's Tail, right?
Yes, they are. They really are. Bocker has an amazing story to tell, and I'm very proud of the way the book turned out. And a whole part of it is in the back is called Lending a Helping Paw. Bocker being so involved with so many rescue organizations, this is a big part of his life also. We had people make donations to their favorite rescue organization, and we put all the rescue organizations in the back of his book with the links to their website so people, again, could become more aware.
Very nice. He's a selfless dog, and you are a selfless woman, Marie. That's amazing work that you do.
Well, it's a lot of fun. Like some friends said about him, you know Bocker very well. He never gets his curls in a knot.
Exactly.
Never seen him really get too excited about anything, but deep down inside, I think he really sees what's going on. And, he has his plush toy, which we bring to children in hospitals. And he just.
And now with the book and the plush toy, I'm sure I don't need to tell them, but they know this now from hearing you talk about Bocker. If you're selling these things, a portion of them goes to charitable organizations.
Right. If we're making an appearance for a certain organization, we do it for them. Off his website, we work a lot with Doodle Rescue Collectives, and we get partial proceeds from the sale of these items,
Great
to these
stuff.
Organizations. And in fact, today, finally, after about 6 years of me trying to do everything, I had someone help out with his new website. And,
tell us about that. Where can we learn more about Bocker Labradoodle and all this great work that you guys are doing together?
Okay, the website is in the same place, www.bocker, BOCKER.TV, like in television. And the new website was just launched about 10 minutes ago. And if we want to find him on Facebook, I can tell a lot of people have already because the numbers are mounting up. He's got a fan page, which is facebook.com/Bocker. And his friend page is facebook.com/BockerT, and the T stands for the Labradoodle.
All right, very good.
And he's also on Twitter, of course.
And what's his Twitter handle? Where can we find him?
At Bocker. At Bocker.
I should have known.
You should have known. So, he's a blessing, and he's here for a reason, and I'm just glad that he can make people smile.
Very, very nice. Just real quick before I let you go, Marie, where can we learn more about the New York State Animal Advocacy Day?
It's basically from their Facebook page, which is not set up as an event. It's set up as a page that's going to be there all the time with updates, and it's facebook.com/NY, as in New York, S, State Animal Advocacy Day. We'll put all that on Bocker's Facebook page, on his fan page, and his friend page, and it's on his website also. But the page will be there all the time, and it will be updated, and hopefully we'll get more of these bills passed into law.
Very good. Great work again. And I can't, I would love to hear from my buddy before I cut you guys loose. Does he want to say anything before I let you go?
Let's see if we can get him to go. Oh, here he is.
Hey, Bock. There's my buddy. I'll give Bocker
I think that's all he has to say.
Give Bocker a nice scratch behind the ears for me, Marie. I miss him. I miss you. Hopefully I'll see you at an event soon.
Very good. Thanks so much, Greg. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for joining
us,
Marie.
Thanks,
Marie. You and Bocker are the best. Take care.
Take care.